All right. It looks like we are on. I think so. Awesome. Well, hello everyone. Fernando here, God's Prepared Warrior, and welcome to our first live Warrior Roundtable. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today, um, and want to share a little bit about myself. If you follow my channel, you probably have seen some of my recent videos that I've posted in there, um, some of my DIY videos that are there. And so hopefully you are um, able to have seen all of that. If not, if you're new to the channel, would like for you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Um, I'm new to this, so this is all new to me. I'm not a professional YouTuber. Wouldn't consider myself that. But I am excited to be here with you guys today. Um, so I just want to kind of share a little bit about what all this is about, right? So I'm coming to you today because I want to do something new. And so I thought, well, why don't I just go live and kind of share a little bit about myself, the channel, and what we aim to do here. So I want to try that. That's what we're doing today with the Warrior Roundtable, and hopefully we can do this weekly, so that we can get together and talk. So that way we can share with each other about prepping and things like that. So um, let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm a pastor. I'm a chaplain. And my wife and I started a nonprofit organization in 2017, and we have a prison ministry, and we help men and women coming out of prison, and so we create a safe space for them to worship, and we lead them in that. So I just wanted to share that with you, a little bit about me. We both work full-time jobs still on top of all of that. So we still do that, and we also are business owners, and we have a coffee trailer that we run on Saturdays. So we're pretty busy in our daily life, and so that's a little bit about me. So when I started this channel because of things that are happening recently in the news and things that I've been seeing. But I've been prepping since COVID back in 2020. I found myself in line at the grocery store, um, waiting to buy a toilet paper, right? And you know, I still remember it today. Sitting back and really looking to see um, all the people that were coming out of the store and wondering, do they have toilet paper? What do you see? And, talking in the line with other people. And I remember that very vividly. And then I realized, why didn't I see this coming? Or why wasn't I prepared? Why am I standing in this line? Why am I having to fight for food? Because by the time I get into the store, half the store has already been bought out, right? And so since then, I've kind of been I guess you could say a closet prepper, and have been stockpiling food and toilet paper, right? Of course, since then, and and then I found myself seeing other people on YouTube and brought into the community of prepping, and I've began to follow a lot of prepping channels, and began to learn about prepping, and um, so that's kind of my story of how I came into this. But I wanted to start. this channel because I see things that are happening here recently in the news, and they bother me. They bother me because I see a trajectory that we're in, and I don't think that we will actually be able to get out of it. Um, so don't get me wrong. I'm not a doomsday prepper to say, as National Geographic Channel, how they portrayed preppers back in the day. I'm not like that. I live in an urban setting. I don't have a property out in the sticks anywhere. So I do live in an urban setting, but I do have a bug out plan, and so I do have that in the event. So those are things that we can all talk about later on. Um, so yeah, so I'm a prepper of a different mindset, and so I kind of wanted to share that with you tonight, and then with what I wanted to talk about tonight. So I say that to say this, that my preps that I prep, um, the things, yeah, my preps that I prep are not, um, my God. In other words, my I don't prep to hoard. I don't prep to, stockpile because, but I look at prepping as a responsibility for all of us, right? I totally believe that um, we have a responsibility to take care of our families, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we have the things that we need. And so that's how I see prepping. Prepping is not, for me, it's not um, something that I seek to do. It's kind of twofold, right? So what I do is I look at prepping in a practical sense, and then I look at prepping in a spiritual sense because of my background as a pastor. And so prepping is what I do. It's not the thing that drives me. God is the thing that drives me, and my preparation is a responsibility on my part, uh, and God is the one, with my faith in Him, is the one who gets me through um, the thing that may come, right? Whatever that thing is, whether it's calamity or social unrest, whatever. God is the one who gets me through those things. So this channel is about that. It's about prepping. It's about doing the thing, and it's also about our faith. It's also about relying on God in our preparation. So like I said, I'm not a doomsday prepper, but I do prep because it is a responsibility of mine to take care of my family and to make sure that in any event, we're not caught off guard. We're not stranded, but we have a way, right? We have a way to go. We have a place to go to. We have stockpiled food, water, those kinds of things, because that's our responsibility. As people. And so it is my faith in God that keeps me level-headed and watchful, right? um, and that's why um, I never want this channel to be about doom and gloom. I mean, it's happening. I'm not discounting that. It is happening around us. There is doom and gloom. But I don't want this channel to be all about that, right? You can go on YouTube and you can find all of those channels. Um, you can find all of those channels where people are talking about those things. And like I said, there are channels like that I follow because they share great news, right, that you don't get in our mainstream. And um, but I don't want this channel to be that. I want this channel to be a channel that encourages people, to prep and to be ready, but to also rely on God in their preparation, which is part of our responsibility. So, so this is what you will hear from my channel. This is where I stand. I am a Christian. Jesus is my Lord and my Savior, and this is where I stand. This is where this channel is going to be, because I want this channel to be an encouragement to others. I want it to be an educational channel about prepping, how to do things, how to make fire starters for your kit, how to put a kit together, all of those things. I want to do all of those things. I want to, I love to camp, and I love to show people how to camp. My ultimate dream is to be a camping guide, to where people will say, "Hey, Fernando, I've never camped ever in my life. Will you show me how to do it?" And I'll say, "Yes, let's go camping," because I love camping. I just love it. I've done it ever since I was young. I took my kids camping when they were little, and I just have been doing that for a very long time. And so I want this channel to be able to be an education for people who may have not done that before, and so that they can have the opportunity to be able to do those things. And then it teaches them how to be self-reliant, right? It teaches them how to use an alcohol stove. It teaches them how to where to find water in case they don't have water. So that is my hope and my dream for this channel, and as it grows. And so I need all of you to kind of come alongside and like, share, and subscribe my channel, so that we can get that algorithm going and get it working, so that we can do all of those fun things. So that's what my channel is about. Like I said, my preps are not my God. They are my responsibility, to me, to my family, and to the God's Prepared Warrior community that we're a part of here where we are. And we believe that being prepared for any disaster is not only is the physical approach, but is also that faith approach that we have. It's an act of faith for us, and so because we're trusting in God for Him to guide us through the chaos and things like that. So it's our responsibility as good stewards to work, because God has given us hands to work and legs and to do those things, and so we want to do that and give back in that way. So with all that said, currently, and this is what has kind of spearheaded um, the Warrior Roundtable for tonight and for future, is all the things that I've been hearing in the media, all the things that I've been seeing kind of in the background, maybe in the shadows. And so, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in our world. I can name it, right. Um, all the stuff that's happening in Israel. Um, you know, the world is telling their people to prepare. Israel's telling their people. The United Nations is telling people to prepare. Sweden, China, Russia, all of these places are telling their people to prepare, but no one is telling us here in the United States to prepare. Um, you know, uh, I don't know what is going to happen with all of the wars that we hear going on out there. I don't know what's going to happen with all of those things, but I know that in the interim, I can be the best warrior that I can be to get all of my preps ready for me and my family and our community. And so this is what my passion is to help people understand all of that, because we see that in the world. They're telling their people to get ready, and no one is saying for us to prepare. And I think it's so important that we begin to prepare for whatever. And I would rather be ready than not ready. And even if nothing happens, I would still want to be ready, right? I just err. I always err on the side of caution, and so I just think that is for us to do. And so I know what you're probably going to say, but Fernando, that's over there. Those things are happening over there. They're not in happening here in the U.S. Um, but in reality, our unity here is really broken. It's broken. I mean, you know, I live in Texas, and we've been in the news because of the border, and all of these states are coming alongside, and I'm thankful for that. Um, but we're not unified. When I hear people say the United States, I kind of question that. Are we really united? Are we really together? I mean, because I don't see it. I really don't see it. um I just really know that, and I say it a lot. We really need God. God really needs to come in and just do a change here. And so God has put a calling in my heart, um, to be able to share with people, um, how to prepare, how to do that. What does that look like? And so I want this channel to be a valuable tool where people can come and um, find hope. I don't want them to find a channel that's all about doom and gloom. I want them to find a channel that's all about hope, right? Because it's hope in the Lord that is going to get us through. And I know that because this is what I have experienced in my life, and I want to share that um, with people. And so, we're currently hearing of the national supply chains. They're going down due to issues with the shipping, right? All the boats are being attacked, and so nobody wants to travel, and so that puts a bind on the things that we get, or the things that we are trying to you know get here in the United States. And so we're starting to see things not on the shelves anymore, right? Or people are waiting for car parts, or you know um, all these things. And so all of the things that are happening over there affect everything over here. And so this is why I started this roundtable, because I like, again, I don't want my channel to be about doom and gloom. I want it to be about hope. And so, we're going to hear these things. We're going to hear that, you know, um, there's bombing. They bombed the gas pipeline in Iran, and now they're wanting to retaliate. So, when we hear those things, those are the things that we should really pay attention to, because those are the things that are out there, and we need to hear, because we need to prepare for those things. So these things are real, and they are currently happening, right? They're real. Just yesterday, we were told that the news that Russia has nukes in space, and whether that's true or not, because it's still kind of speculation, because we don't know all the truth, right? um, it's still news for us that there are things happening that we don't know. So it's good for us to be able to go to the Lord and really seek God, right? Um, but they want us to think, oh, it's okay, we got a handle on it. Don't worry about it. We want to tell you, but we don't want you to know about it. But don't worry about it. I mean, to me, that is not good, because then it casts fear, and it casts doubt. And so this is why I think that we, as preppers, as Christian preppers, as God's prepared warriors, that we will know and we will hear these things, but it is up to us to go to our God and talk to Him and ask Him to guide us through these times. So when I say, prepping is not my God, these things, right? The preps that I have, the things that I hear out from the news, those things don't move me. God moves me. And so I trust and I have faith in Him, because He is my light. He lights my path. He directs my steps. And this is what I want this channel to be. And I want it to be totally hope for people. And so, we need to be in His Word, right? I mean, you will hear that a lot if you really haven't. If you don't know me that well, if you haven't been on my social media accounts, because I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram a little bit. I'm more on Facebook than I am on Instagram, but and I'm on TikTok. So, if you see my social, you'll know that my faith is in God and I trust in Him in all the things that I am doing, because He's the one calling me to do those things. So, God's Prepared Warrior has come from the Lord for me to share with all of you how to prep and how to trust Him, even if whatever happens, right? So we got to be ready. We got to be ready for that. So tonight, I want to share with you my devotional that I wrote today, and I want to share it with you before I actually post it on my website. So all of my links are in the description below, and I would love for all of you guys to like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube. I'm also on Rumble, but I just started that page, and I need 5 people to like there so that I can actually go live there too, because I want to be able to go live on both platforms because of how much YouTube censors things. There's an escape for me to be in the event that they take me down or whatever, right? We say the wrong word, Lord forbid. So if you're on Rumble, if you have a Rumble account, look for me over on Rumble. On Rumble, you'll find me as GPW4, the number 4 and J. It's God's Prepared Warrior for Jesus. So go there, like it there, so that way we can, next roundtable, we can actually be both in Rumble and in YouTube until the YouTube gods kick us out of here, out of YouTube, and then we can go to Rumble. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I want to share this devotional, and I want to share it with all of you here. There's 3 of you. I have a number. There's 3 of you. I want to share this with you before I post it out. So if you would like to subscribe to my God's Prepared Warrior newsletter, in the description, there's a link to my blog site, my website. Go there. It's a free site right now. It's not a .com yet. But go there, go to the contact page and fill out the information and say, Fernando, I want your newsletter. I want that to show up in my email. And I do that weekly. I send out devotionals on the web page, and everybody who subscribes to the newsletter gets that first. So go to the Wix page and sign up on the contact page and tell me you want the newsletter, and I'll get you that information. So I wrote this this devotional, and I want to read it to you actually, because I think it's for today. It's for this time, right? And this is what it says. It says, in the midst of turmoil and uncertainty, because that's where we find ourselves, right? It's natural to feel overwhelmed by the weight of current events, and our current events are really weighing, right? There's just so many things. The world seems to be spinning faster than ever, with conflicts and crises unfolding in every turn. So true, right? Yet, as believers, we are called to anchor our hearts in the unshakable truth of God's sovereignty and his great faithfulness. So, in times like these, it is our faith that is tested, but it is also strengthened as we learn to trust in God's unwavering uh, providence. So, I wrote this out of Habakkuk, the book of Habakkuk. There's so many ways that you could say that name. Um, but we find here the prophet wrestling with similar questions in chapter 1 and chapter 2. He has questions, he has doubts for God amidst the chaos of his own time. He cries out to God, right? He cries out to God, questioning why why does the evil seem to prevail in the time, and why justice appears to be delayed, right? He's questioning God in chapter 1. And he's frustrated, he's angry, and he wants God to do something, right? um, and yet, um, you know, evil seems to prevail, and just there's no justice coming. Doesn't see it coming swiftly, right? It appears to be delayed, right? God's justice is delayed. Yet, even in the midst of his confusion, um, Habakkuk chooses to anchor his faith in the character of God. So in chapter 1, verse 5, we read these powerful words. It says, "Look at the nations and watch, and be utterly amazed. For I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told." When I read that, it actually brought peace to my heart because of all of the things that I've been hearing in the news, the things that, we hear that are kind of whispers, right? Um, they were kind of working on my brain. And so, when I read this, I really felt God telling me, Fernando, it's going to be okay. I'm in control. Nothing takes me by surprise. And so my faith rests in God's plan, right? So, you know, like um, Habakkuk, we may not always understand God's ways. We may not even understand his timing, right? But we can take comfort in knowing that he is always at work in our life. He's always doing something. Even when we can't see it, God is doing something. God's plans are far greater than our own. They are. His plans are far greater than our own. His purposes will ultimately prevail, despite what's happening, despite the chaos, despite the turmoil in our world. God's purposes will prevail. And and we have to think about it this way too, because we live in this society of fast, right? We have fast food. We don't even have to go pick it up anymore. We can just order it on our app on our phone, and it gets delivered to our house. I mean, how um, comfortable have we become in our society? Uh, you know, um, but things don't happen in our time in the realm of God. And so we have to have this understanding that God is in control, and his his um his purposes will prevail in his time. And so um I wanted to share that with you guys because this is the thing that just kind of kick started this whole thing for tonight, because of all the things that I've been hearing leading up to even today. And so, you know, we need to pray. I'm gonna say it this way: we need to prepare, right? Because you go to all the preparedness channels and you'll hear, we need to stock, we need to prepare, we need to do that. So I'm gonna say that too, because that's what we got to do. That's our responsibility, right? So we need to be prepared. But what I will say is we need to not just be prepared physically, but we need to be prepared spiritually. And when I say that, I don't just say it just to say it. I say it in this way. When we need to be prepared spiritually, and that is, we need to be praying. We need to be on our hands and knees, inquiring to our God and asking Him, God, heal our land. We need to be praying and asking God for Him to get us closer to Him, so that in the event whatever happens, it happens. Our faith is strong. We're unwavered, and we're trusting in Him in every aspect of what is happening in our world, and we're trusting in Him. And so, yes, we need to prepare physically, but we also need to prepare spiritually. We need to have we need to have our hope in the Lord, and we need to be in His Word, right? It is His Word that is our sword, right? So when evil times come, we are armored up. We have all of our armor on, and we're ready to face the spiritual battle that pursues, or the spiritual battle that happens. And so we're not caught off guard, and we're ready to fight. Because I don't know if you know this, but if you are a Christian and you are following Jesus, and He's the Savior of your life, you are a warrior for the Lord. And so I have made it my goal in life to be God's prepared warrior. It is to be that person that is in communication with Him. It is to be that person who is in His Word and living it out, not just putting it on a Sunday, maybe putting it on a Wednesday, but it is living it out in my actions, in the things that I say, in the things that I do. And because my calling as a Christian is to lead people to Him. And I am to make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey all of His commands. And so if I'm in His Word, if I'm communicating with Him, um, His Word, His commands are in me, and I need to be sharing those things with others. And guys, this is why I'm here tonight. This is why I'm coming out, right? I was telling a friend today, I'm doing this because I'm coming out, coming out as a prepper, uh, you know, um, and I want to help people. I want people to really, really, yeah. Let's prep. Let's do those things. Let's prepare our pantry, but really, let's prepare our hearts for what God is going to do in all of this that's happening, so that when we hear the news, when we hear Biden said this, when whatever, right? We stand firm on our faith, and our faith is actually our shield. And so guys, I just wanted to kind of come on tonight and share a little bit about myself, a little bit about this channel, what it is. So if you're not a Christian and you really don't want to hear this kind of stuff, it's okay. You don't have to follow. But just know that this is what this channel is all about. And we stand on the word of God, and we trust faithfully that He is going to do great and mighty things in our lives. So, you warriors, I want you guys to know that I'm praying for you, and just let me know how I can pray for you, because I love to pray. In our own ministry, we tell people to let us know how we can pray. I would love to see How many would like to come alongside and be prayer warriors in the God's Prepared Warrior community? I think that would be a really cool thing to set up through Facebook and things like that. So reach out to my social media. All the links are in the description below, and just make sure that you share this because I don't want, like I said, I don't want this channel to be about doom and gloom. I really want this channel to be about encouragement, about leading people to God, and trusting God in everything, and also, of course, the practical side of prepping. How do you how do you how do you build a bag? How do you do that stuff? So I definitely would like to walk with you through that. I have a lot of DIY stuff right now on my channel, and I have one camping video. I'm going to be going camping soon, so I'm going to be recording that with my sister and my brother-in-law and my dad. That's going to be coming up in a few months. So I'll let you know when that's going to happen. But check out my links. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter on my website, and just go to the contact page and fill out the information. Say, Fernando, I want your newsletter, and do that. So follow me on Twitter. I'm sorry, on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram, and I am my biggest place is Facebook. So you can check me out there. All my social media is in the description below. Guys, just know that I'm praying for you, and I'm thankful for you hanging on with me, the three of you. So hopefully we can get this and have this community to grow and do a lot of good things. So until next time, warriors, God's Prepared Warrior out. Have a blessed evening, and hope to see you soon again.